Hello traders, Gary Wagner here just before 1 o'clock in Honolulu, 6 o'clock in New York. It is Tuesday, November 28th, 2017, and this is the Daily Report for Gold and Silver. Mixed bag in the precious metals markets, with gold taking a small loss on the day, down about $1.10, closing at $12.9330, but most importantly still trading above its 50-day moving average. The same cannot be said for silver. Silver down tremendously, I believe 1.2% in terms of the drawdown, losing 20 cents below 17 at 16.81. US dollar was stronger today, up about 0.4%, 93.21. And the big mover today of the markets that we've been recently following is Bitcoin. Bitcoin just touching very close to $10,000 per Bitcoin, 99.48, putting it up about 3% on the day. We will look at a Bitcoin chart on today's show. Traders, very muted action in the precious metals markets today, with gold futures currently trading off by about $1.10, currently fixed at $12.9330. The interesting thing is that we did get confirmation this morning. There was another missile test, an intercontinental missile test by North Korea, which flew roughly for 50 minutes, a very long flight, 1,000 kilometers, so a very far flight, and then landed, of course, in the sea. That, in other instances, would have really propelled gold prices substantially higher, and yet, in this particular occasion, they have not moved the needle at all. Whether it is the boy that cried wolf syndrome, or the fact that there is a belief that nothing will come out of this action, is really giving us this muted tone within gold pricing, which would normally react to this type of activity. Now, coupled with that fact is the tax cut, proposed tax cut, that will or will not get passed later on this week. They're expecting a vote, I believe, on Thursday. And after being passed in the House, it's gone over now to the Senate. And that could have some gyrations within the market, because if it is passed, that should substantially be supportive of the dollar, which would be bearish for gold. And a failure to pass tax cuts would have quite the opposite, in that inversely, we would see a major move to the upside in gold. Obviously, we're not fortune tellers, and we don't know how either of these events will really unfold. But what I can tell you is, on a technical basis, we have had a slight decline in the market. But for the most part, the key to me is this 50-day moving average, and we're still well above that average. As long as we're above the 50-day moving average, we know that we have major support along the 200-day moving average. It tells us that there is a high likelihood that we're moving into a bullish mode, a mode in which we will see this market begin to rally. And traders, in as much as we had a very muted reaction in gold pricing today, in fact, gold was off at $1.10, which is less than 0.1% in terms of a net change. The same cannot be said for silver, which is trading under tremendous pressure today, down 1.2%, trading off by over 20 cents on the day. You can see that expressed in this daily bar chart, in which we see these lows right here, which currently sit at about 16.75. We know our current pricing, it has come up a little bit off the low at 16.81. You can see that by this hash mark, but nonetheless, we've got extreme pressure in silver, and it seems as though the support level, at least for now, of $16.71 is in fact holding. Traders, lastly, I do want to touch upon Bitcoin. Bitcoin futures will begin to trade on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange on December 10th, so that's coming up quite quickly. And recently, it has had some tremendous upside moves. If we take a look at this over on November 13th, we had Bitcoin trading just at around $6,000 per Bitcoin, and that was after trading to as high as $8,000 even during the month of November. However, since the middle of November, we have seen Bitcoin move up tremendously, flirting with $10,000 per Bitcoin today. This is a daily chart that we are looking at. You can see that over the last 4 days, from $8,000 per Bitcoin to 9,900 per Bitcoin. That is a tremendous move in a very short period of time and absolutely warrants our attention. Traders, absolutely no doubt there are upcoming events within the marketplace that could really shake things up. First, we had a test firing of a ballistic missile by North Korea this morning. That missile went further than any of their other tests, taking about 50 minutes of flight time, tremendous amount of flight time, moving about 1,000 kilometers. President Trump came back and said he would handle that. That is a pretty nebulous answer and could mean anything. Secondly, we have our tax reform bill, which of course has gone through the House, is now going to the Senate, and should be voted upon on Thursday. Depending on that outcome will truly determine dollar strength or weakness, and inversely really reflect on gold and silver pricing. This has been Gary Wagner, wishing you as always good trading. We'll talk to you tomorrow for another daily update and review.